This is now part 4 of my legendary Infernum journey. In the last video, we ended off defeating Moonlord. In vanilla Terraria, this would be the end of a playthrough, but Calamity adds quite a bit of content post-Moonlord, so we're gonna get into the bosses. The only thing I really do is craft Stardust armor and upgrade my boots to the Celestial Tracers, because you're granted infinite flight for the next fights. And with that, we jump straight into the next boss, being the Profane Guardians. Super embarrassing, but this boss actually took me the most attempts in this playthrough, all the way up until the Exomex. It took me 176 attempts. They start off with this weird Flappy Bird phase. You can use the portal gun to cheese it, but I'm not a loser, so I don't cheese bosses. In all 176 attempts, I do the Flappy Bird phase. You can also stand still at the very beginning and just jump over the laser to charge your adrenaline, but again, I'm not a loser and I don't need to do this. In Expert Infernum, they each have 100,000 health, and this they have 200,000, so they have double the effective HP, and they also do a lot more damage. I don't think I will ever die to this boss or another boss ever again in Expert Infernum. That's how this playthrough went. I'm pretty well mastered every single one of these fights now. I probably can't do them no hit without practice still, but I don't think I'm ever dying to them ever again. In my very first attempt, I'm not doing a great job dodging. I do end up killing the first Guardian, so they go into their next phase, but I quickly die soon after. I immediately hop into the next attempt because there's nothing I can do but throw myself at this boss until I beat it. Don't worry, I'm not going to show y'all every single attempt, just some of them and some of my deaths. I fairly easily get them into phase 2. They start doing the dashing. This time I make sure to dodge it most of the time. I sometimes get hit by a random spear. Don't worry, that will end up not happening as much later on once I get used to the fight. They start doing this phase that I was really bad at. I take quite a bit of damage. I try timing my dashes, but I end up running into the fire twice, and then I quickly die. I die to this phase over and over again. You're gonna notice in some of these attempts there's a wooden platform in the way. I accidentally placed it. I did not mean to, so it's gonna be there for a while. I do end up removing it. Somebody in my TikTok chat said that it was cheating. I say f you. It got in my way more than it helped me. It sucked, but I do end up removing it. As you can see here, I'm trying to break it and it won't break. You actually cannot destroy stuff in this area. I have to go into Dragon Lens to remove it, which I end up doing later when somebody helps me with it in my TikTok chat. This is all chat's fault. Everyone boo my chat. You might notice the audio in some of my clips are a little It's because I have to go through removing the audio from my stream when I do my voiceover. I will turn off my voice in OBS in the future, so that way the quality of the audio is better. But for now, you're just gonna have to deal with it because I can't do anything about it. I ended up getting this attempt that was really good. I didn't get hit the entire first phase and I got my adrenaline up. I thought this was gonna be the run. I thought it was super easy. I was like, yes, let's go. This is gonna be it and I'm not gonna have to do this anymore. Oh boy, was I still have my adrenaline up. It is now fully charged and I kill the first Guardian and I use it to try to burst down this phase and I throw so bad. It's because I'm goated. There's no other reason. 100 attempts, Crumb turns on a face cam. Confirmed. Someone clip that. Hour and a half later and I'm still dying to the same stupid shit that I was at the beginning of the run. Oh my gosh, guys. 2 hours later, I'm still going at this, and I have not made, like, any progress until I got to this attempt. I got hit, like, once. I'm not taking much damage. As you can see, I'm almost full HP. I end up dodging this phase, which I was dying to consistently earlier. I didn't get hit a single time. Like I said, this is 2 hours later, so I'm finally starting to learn to dodge some of these attacks. He starts doing his little dashing. I also don't get hit again. They do the phase where one dashes at you and the other shoots fire. I would have gotten hit here, but I have a dodge and I get my adrenaline up. I don't use it because I attempt to save it for the next phase, but I got hit and I lost it. I get the second Guardian super low and I end up killing him. I believe this is my first time getting him to his last phase. It's just one Guardian left and I am almost there. I just have to kill him and I'm done with this fight. He starts shooting lasers at me, throws the sun at me. I'm dodging all of his projectiles, his lasers. He starts dashing at me and I accidentally run into one of his spears. I run into one again. I'm less than 300 HP, so I don't have much more room for error. He shoots his spear. I dodge the first one, get hit by the second one, and then I walk into a laser. Ah! I thought I had more time to go under. Half an hour later, I get them down to their last phase again, so it's just one left again. He starts dashing at me, and I get hit by a rock here. I do manage to dodge the lasers this time, but I still ended up dying. I end up giving it one last attempt before I'm gonna get off, take a break, and go to the gym. I get him to his final phase. I'm almost full HP. I'm dodging all of his attacks. He starts dashing at me. I'm just making sure I'm out of the way, dodging his spears so that way I don't take damage. I'm still full HP. I end up getting hit by a spear here. Another one. I'm still a little over 300 HP. He starts doing the laser attacks. I dodge them. He starts dashing at me again, which I dodge them and all of his spears. I'm making sure I'm staying out of the way. I end up using his dodge here on accident from one of his spears, and I walk right into his laser. With that attempt, I decided to get off, take a break, and go to the gym. Got back from the gym, mentally refreshed, ready to get into this fight, and this was my first attempt when I got back. I didn't have my summons equipped. No. I gotta re-warm up. Uh-oh. Warm up for Terraria is crazy work. No. Damn it. Why does my wrist hurt? Have I been on too long? Probably been on too long. Damn it. No, my adrenaline. No! Thank you for following. All I needed was a break. Let's go. Holy shit. 176 attempts. All I needed was a break. I never doubted myself for a second. So I actually doubted myself the entire time. I ended up creating an expert world and setting it to Infernum just to try the Profane Guardians on expert Infernum to see if I would win. I needed to know if For the Worthy made that big of a difference that I was losing to a fight that I normally do first or second try, and I did it first try on Expert Infernum. I think I took 4 hits, and one of them was because I walked into a laser and I didn't die. So yeah, figured I'd throw that in there. I made an expert Infernum world just to try it again to see if it was a skill issue, and it was. The next boss I need to fight is Providence. There's absolutely zero preparation that you can do after doing the Profane Guardians. You just jump straight into this boss. There's no upgrades, there's nothing that you get. They just dropped the spawner for Providence. I honestly didn't think she was going to be that difficult. I thought she was going to take me less attempts than the Guardians. The Guardians took forever, and I did not see her taking this long. I had some good attempts that I didn't leave in the video. There was this attempt about 2 hours later where I got her to 45%, so not bad. I was making progress. I did end up losing quite a bit of attempts to FPS drops and lag. I know I never thought I'd be complaining about lag in Terraria, but anyways, back to the fight. I do end up getting really low here, but she starts going into her next phase, so I'm able to regen HP. I just sit on the edge of the map so that way her fireballs don't hit me. This phase actually saved me. It allowed me to go from less than like 300 HP all the way up to full. I actually don't get hit at all here, so I'm able to charge up my adrenaline. She finally exits her phase where she gets extreme damage reduction, and I'm able to pop my adrenaline. I almost get by a fireball here, but I have a dodge, so I don't get hit. I was fairly healthy here, but I end up getting hit by one of her spears, so I take a good chunk of damage. I end up getting down to 300 HP, but I pop a heal, and I get up to almost 600 HP, and she enters another damage reduction phase that is super easy to dodge. She starts throwing spears again, and this time I actually make sure to dodge them and stay in the safe space, so that way I don't hit one of her lasers. I'm almost full HP, I'm letting my passive regen do its thing, and she enters her next phase. This is the phase that I'm worst at in the fight, but I'm going into it with almost full HP, so I can take a hit if I have to. I'm moving left to right, just making sure that I stay low so that way I have time to react to her crosses. I actually don't get hit a majority of the fight. I get hit by one of her spears, and I'm still 500 HP. And from that, I know that I've pretty well won the fight from here because the rest of her stages are super easy. She starts attacking, she shoots fireballs from under you while using lasers. It's really not that hard to dodge. The phase does kind of feel like that it goes on forever. I was constantly thinking that it was going to be her last attack, but it wasn't. I'm just constantly making sure that I don't get hit by her fireballs or her laser. I do end up almost getting hit, but I have a dodge to save me. She goes back into her original form. In this form, the lava starts rising while she shoots fireballs upwards and shoots lasers at you. I'm making sure to dodge everything. I do get hit once, but it doesn't deal that much damage. I'm still over 400 HP. I'm just making sure to dodge her fireballs, not get caught in the explosions, and make sure that I don't get hit by her lasers. She is super low, so I'm just making sure that I don't die so I can get this fight over with. I just keep whipping her and moving left and right while staying at the top of the map, and the lava finally goes down, and she goes into her phase where she has extreme damage reduction. She's almost dead, and she goes into this phase, which is super easy. I just make sure not to get hit, but I'm kind of a dumbass, so I get hit by a fireball. But I'm still 400 HP and she's super low, so it doesn't matter, and she falls to me. That is Providence defeated in under 50 attempts. Not bad at all. I honestly thought it'd take longer. I didn't think it'd take as long as Profane Guardians did, but I thought it would take more than 50 attempts. And now it does a little cutscene with the Devourer of Gods eating Providence's crystal.
How many attempts did that take? 48.
After Providence has been defeated, Eulabloom, I don't know how you say it, spawns in the world, so I go get it to be able to craft some armors and weapons. I do use Vein Miner. It's absolutely goated. I love this mod. With the ore that I get, I craft Terragon armor. It is the next armor set in progression. And I craft the wings. After Providence, you fight the sentinels. The first one that I fight is Stormweaver. He's just a big worm. He didn't cause me any issue at all. He's fairly easy to dodge. I do end up getting my adrenaline up with the help of my dodge from my amalgamated brain. I just need to make sure that I don't get hit by his head or he rams into me. During his next attack, he goes around you in a circle and shoots tornadoes at you. You can actually just move left during the attack and not get hit. I do end up getting hit and almost selling at the end, but I just barely survived. With the shells that drop from him, I craft the Stellar Taurus staff. I don't really like this staff. I also don't like the Xeno staff either. The next boss I'm going to fight is the Ceaseless Void. Probably my least favorite boss fight in all of Calamity. This guy sucks. I had an attempt where I got him down to like 0.12% and I died.
No!
It was actually 0.05% looking back at the recording, which is unfortunate, but I just did him again. Super easy, didn't give me much trouble. I also do Dragon Folly for his permanent upgrade. I then fight Astrum Dias because I forgot about this loser. And now it's time to fight the last sentinel, which is Cygnus. I just need to make sure I don't get hit by his body, because he does like 700 contact damage. He does take me the longest out of all of the sentinels of the Devourer, but he's not too bad. I'm not going to show all the attempts because nobody cares about these guys. I don't care if I get hit by his little projectiles because they don't do much damage. Now it's time to fight Polterghast. Some people consider this to be one of the hardest Infernum bosses and it takes them forever. Polterghast never really takes me long, so I didn't really know what to expect going to Legendary Mode Polterghast. I got this attempt that was really good fairly early on. I do end up getting hit by some of its projectiles and I take a full contact shot, but I'm still a little under 500 HP. Its petals are super annoying to dodge, especially with the frame drops that I was getting during this fight. I get it super low, but I'm also really low. It is down to 7% HP. I run into a flower petal, lose most of my HP, and I die. So I got off for the night. And the next day I pick up doing Polterghast again. I end up getting this attempt, which was absolutely insane. Polterghast is almost dead and I'm pretty well full HP, and I'm just making sure not to get hit by this attack so that way I don't lose my HP going into her desperation phase. I use the Brimstone Crescent Staff to get increased damage reduction going into this. Will this be the attempt? Is this the one? I really hope so. I'm trying to dodge and I'm failing miserably. I end up getting hit 3 times, losing my buff, and I die. That one really hurt because I went into it with full HP and I died because of my lack of experience with its desperation phase. I also got this attempt. I was doing really good. I was pretty well full HP. Polterghast is at less than 5%, less than 1%.
800 damage?
Yeah, at 0.12% HP I got one shot. Not fun, but a couple hours later I finally got to this attempt.
Lock in, bruh? No. Good, thanks. I got so much power, so nice job. How's the Polterghast attempt? So much fun. I love that they give every single boss up to this point a desperation phase. It's awesome. Well, I guess not every single boss, but it's whatever. That sounds sarcastic. It was. There's so much fun with sarcasm. Do you have? I do. It's in my inventory. Bro, no way he did. Oh, thank you for the heart me, Void. I don't get alerts for heart me's. TikTok refuses to send me alerts for them. That's why I don't read them. It's because TikTok refuses to give me an alert for them, even though I have alerts for gifts set up, no matter the amount. TikTok refuses. Yeah, there are. Alright, don't get one shot by him this time. What is the best class? Apparently melee. So, I'll say melee. Yeah, melee. No, Summoner's the second best class. Melee is, like, apparently the undisputed best class in Calamity, so... Shit. Yeah. What? Oh. First try.
Finally, after so many thrown attempts, Polterghast has been defeated. That was terrible because I should have done it hours earlier, but I was just throwing during the desperation phase. The ruinous souls that Polterghast drops, I can craft blood flare armor. Normally, my weapon of choice would be the Calamari's Lament, but I did not feel like going to get it, so I'm using the Veered Vanguard. This first attempt that I did, I just wanted to see how much health he had and how much damage he did, and he had 3 million health, but he didn't quite one-shot me for some reason. Early on, I got this attempt. I don't find Devourer of Gods to be that hard. He's super easy, but I'm kind of an idiot, and I threw. I got this attempt. I got him down to less than 10% HP. I'm just dashing into him, and I dash wrong, so I die. And not much longer later, we get into the winning attempt. So fairly easily, the Devourer of Gods has been defeated. Like I said, I'm fairly good at this boss. I have a lot of practice with it, so it's really not that bad. Anyways, that's going to be the end of this episode, ending it off on Devourer of Gods. The next episode, I will pick up with Yaron and the Exomechs. I'm still dreading fighting Supreme Calamitous. It is like a week after I've done the Exomechs, and I still don't want to do it. I haven't completed the world yet. It's going to be awful.